Okay, thank you guys for jumping on in the middle of the afternoon. This seemed to work better for everybody that needed to get on. So most of you don't know me. My name is Jessica Gross. I'm one of y'all's uplines. Yes, I say y'all a lot. I'm from Texas, so I'm sorry. Even when I'm typing, I say y'all. But I am one of y'all's uplines. Poppy is actually my level 4, right? 4 or 5? 4. And so Amy is my level 6. So anybody below there, you guys are going to end up being like my 6, 7, 8, 9, and you'll understand what that means here in a minute whenever we go through the comp plan. Whenever y'all jump on, if y'all can mute yourselves, I think most everybody else is muted. Let me figure out, see, can't even figure out what I'm doing for now. But anyways, so I work pretty much one-on-one with Poppy. We talk like all day, every day, and then Amy as well. I've been doing this for 3.5 years. I had to think about that. I am almost Ruby. I missed Ruby last month by 35 points. So I'm almost there. But anyways, I wanted to jump on with you guys and just kind of run through a few things. I know some of you guys had some questions about some things, so we're going to go over kind of how to post on social media. I'm going to run quickly through the comp plan. Kayla, I'm recording it, and then I'll upload it to YouTube and then give you the link, so y'all will have it. But we're going to run through the comp plan and then a handful of other things, and then at the end, we'll go over questions. So if there's any questions you have that I don't answer through this, then feel free to pop up, and you can type them in the chat either as we go or at the end, or at the end you can ask them. Okay, let me find there we go. I'm going to share screen. Poppy, can you see this? Okay, first thing we're going to go over is, so whenever you sign somebody up, most everybody on here, I believe, is going to be business builders wanting to work the business. So whenever you sign somebody up, there's several steps that you want to go through with them first and foremost, right when you sign them up, or within the first 1 to 2 weeks for sure. And one of the things is going through the onboarding process. There's a handful of files that are on the team pages. I can pull them up and show you really fast as we go through them, but here's a few of them. I have started doing this recently with my new ambassadors that I've added recently, and it's been a total game changer and been totally different from what I've done in the past with the people that I've sponsored. It's definitely taken a whole different direction, and so I would like everybody to utilize this, and a lot of like our other uplines and Jules and stuff like that are utilizing this as well and having great success. So so getting started checklist. Let me pull this up. I should have had these already pulled up. Sorry guys. Let's see here. Getting started checklist. So here it is. It is basically just giving the information that they need. So they're going to need their username and password to log into their account, their website, and I have this saved on my phone as well, so that whenever they have somebody that wants to order, then they can just copy and paste and send them their website. Team's Facebook pages. We'll go over Facebook pages and kind of your genealogy, who your uplines are between you and Poppy. But I always write it out over kind of to the side here, and then the several different team pages that they're on, just so they know kind of where to go to get information and who to utilize. I keep staring at myself over here. And then team calls. We have team calls for sure every Thursday, and I think they do one on Tuesdays too. We usually just do some sort of event or something like that. So here's where you would fill in like your information, and then like if Amy is your sponsor, you would put her information on there, and then like if Poppy's above her, so you would put her information there, just so they know again who to reach out to if they have questions, where to go if they can't get a hold of you for any reason. And then here's just a few other things that we're going to kind of go over. You want to make sure that their welcome pack is ordered. They set up a subscription of 100 PV, and I'll explain why this is important in just a little bit. The welcome email, that's on the list. You can make your own. I'm working on creating one for our team, but it's basically just to say, hey, here, I'm going to introduce myself. Here's what to expect. Here's some information about the products and what to expect with the products, that kind of thing. Just super simple like that. And then this isn't our Facebook page. This is just an example. But again, with the team pages and stuff like that. There's a game planning page that I'll show you in just a minute. Let's see, and then set up your pay portal. You can either get it direct deposit or have it, like me personally, I have it put in my pay portal, and then from there I go and transfer it. I like to leave a little money in my back office just as an extra savings account, or if I run any incentives or anything, I have the extra money there to utilize. Or you can get like a debit card and have your money loaded on there, and then kind of walk them through the virtual office. That's really easy, really easy. Let's see, what was the other ones? Getting started, I did that. Where's the game plan? Okay, just kidding. Okay, sorry, I thought I had those saved on there. There's the game plan one, which the game plan is one of my favorites because it goes over goals for them. I actually have it right here in my hand, not in my hand, but right here. We're going to stop share for just a second so I can just show you guys on my screen. So the game plan, there's a section here for set your goals. What's your primary reason for starting Plexus? How would I like to see my health evolve in the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days? How I track my progress. Financial goal. You always want to have a financial goal. If you guys that are going to be working in the business don't have a financial goal yet, set one up. And what I want you to do, and what I've done with a handful of my girls too, is what would it take to cover your largest bill? For most people, that's probably a mortgage or rent or something like that. What does that look like? How much money is that? So let's shoot for a big goal there. And then the next goal would be, how much would it be to cover all of your bills? So utilities, rent, all of that, to cover everything. Car payment, what would that look like? What was that dollar amount? And then the next goal I had them set was, say we covered all of this over here, how much money would, if all this is covered, how much money would you like to start putting in savings every month? Would that be $50, $100, $200, $500, get a dollar amount there. And then I even took it one step further with one of my girls, because she's still working right now, and one of her goals is to be at least part-time, to be able to spend more time at home with her daughter. So I said, okay, what would that dollar amount look like for you to be able to go part-time, to be able to stay home with her more? So set those goals. One for yourself is very important so that you know what you're working for. But then with your new people coming in, if they're going to be working the business, you want to set that with them as well, just so they can see, like, this is actually a possibility. It's possible to be able to cover all of this. Next one is setting expectations. It says, how do you want your sponsor to respond when you have downs, like negative times, like negative thoughts and stuff like that? Me and Poppy had a lot of these conversations. But because there's some people that need like a, come here, let me take care of you, I'll hold your hand and kind of things. And there's some people like me, like, I need tough love, like cater to me a little bit, like wipe my tears away for a minute, say it's all going to be okay. But then like, I need the tough love and say, okay, here's what it needs to look like. Here's what you need to be doing. If you do this, this is what it's going to look like. That's the kind of the coddling that I need. And not everybody needs that. So you need to set up those expectations right out of the gate, because I learned that the hard way. You can't lead everybody the same way. Trust me, I learned it the hard way. And establish your why or mission is at the very bottom. Why did they start the products, for one? And then why did they decide to go on to make this into a business and try to make it a financial blessing for their family? And then that'll go back up to the financial goals. Is it all about financial? Is it more about you staying home? Is it more about being a blessing to other people? Those kind of things. And then I like on the side here, it has silver and gold and kind of what that looks like. Dollar amount, because it says when you hit silver, you can make between $150 or $175 to $250 in your first month when you hit silver. And then it has the same thing laid out for gold. So again, laying that out there for them makes it like a reality for them, to let them realize, like, this is a major thing for me. And then on the next page, it gives you an area for them to kind of write down lists of kind of who to talk to and stuff. And then there's a training session at the bottom. And then the 30-day activity plan. This is another one of my favorites. I have it, these are all on the team pages, you guys. Goals in the first 30 days, this is what you want to do. Reach out to your 100 list. So you want them to make a 100 list. We say 100, your goal should be 100 to have 100 people on that list. But a lot of people start out with about 50 to 60 and then continue to add there. Share a third-party tool. That can be, like we do a lot of events. There's several articles out there. There's several videos in three-way conversations. Like if you have somebody that like, so for me, my personal testimony is mostly about anxiety, so which was Poppy's too. And so if you come across anybody who has anxiety and wants help with it, you know, you would want to get them in a three-way conversation with somebody who's had anxiety and overcome it. That's a third-party tool. You want to make sure they're attending events, give out samples, that's an option, do live videos, set up three-way chats. You definitely want to get them in a three-way conversation with your sponsor. So if Amy's your sponsor, you want you and Amy and then your potential or your new person in a three-way conversation with them. It's 30-party validation. It lets them know, hey, there's somebody else here that's going to support me and help me. It's not just Amy doing this with me. Celebrations, you want to celebrate every little thing. First time they post something about Plexus, celebrate it. Make a shout out about it. First time they message somebody, shout it out. We want to celebrate everything. And there's a contact tracker at the bottom. So those are all part of the onboarding process. And you don't have to sit down and do all of these at one time in one day. You know, you can kind of spread it out over the course of the first week. So do that, welcome email, plug them into the team pages. The rule of thumb is 3 team pages. So your team page, which a lot of you don't have them and probably won't for a while. So at this point, you would go probably Pam's page, and then you would go 3 up, and then your closest jewel. For me, my sponsor is my closest jewel. So I usually do me, her page, and then one more page up. And you'll get, once you kind of get on the team pages and see like the type of content and stuff on there, you'll see whenever I joined, I was added to 7 different pages. So, and then I've been added to more since then. So you'll kind of see the content and see who's going to fit better where. But again, I have those team pages on another slide we'll get to here in just a minute of which are the most important ones you definitely want them on. The Info Hub page, anytime you have a customer or a potential, somebody who's kind of interested in Plexus, add them to the Info Hub page. It's called the Freedom Collective Info Hub page. Poppy can get you the link to that. And you want to be on it yourself. Mainly on this page because there's a lot of testimonies and product information that are on there, but that's where we do a lot of our challenges and stuff. So if you have somebody like a potential that's on there that's kind of like on the fence and hasn't committed yet, but then they see on there that we're going to do, like, we have a 7-day challenge with the Slim coming up. They may want to participate in that and say, oh, well, I don't have to commit to a whole 30 days, but I can do 7 days of this. And so then they'll jump in on that challenge and then eventually become a customer. Another thing I've done lately, which a lot of you were probably on Amy's launch party. I've been doing launch parties for everybody, and we've had great success with that. The format for those are on my team page. Ooh, I don't know if I put them on my team page yet. I have them to put on the team page. I have one specifically for y'all because not all the products we have are available to y'all on the Canadian website. You can get them through the US website, but I have one that's specific to Canadians that we did for Amy. So that's what you want to do within the first 2 weeks to 30 days of adding somebody, especially if they're going to be a business builder. If they're not going to be a business builder, I would definitely do the welcome email, team pages, 1 or 2 of them if they're just going to be wholesale, the Info Hub page, and I would do the game plan page. Part of it at least because it's got the goals and stuff on there, but then that's the page that's got the financial stuff on there. So if you kind of lay that out for them, then they might kind of open their eyes a little bit and kind of get them thinking to work in the business. How to post. I didn't put any examples on here. I clearly cannot spell. I didn't put any examples on here because most of these are pretty much self-explanatory. Don't post salesy. People are turned off by ads and commercials. How many times, sit here and think, how many times are you watching TV and a commercial pops on and you're like, oh God, it's another commercial, or oh good Lord, here's this commercial again. Or even scrolling through Facebook, there's a lot of advertisements and stuff on it that you just scroll right past because it's salesy, somebody's trying to sell you something. We don't want to do that. We are sharing, we share information about the products, we share what it's done for us, we share testimonies about what it's done for other people. People are totally turned off by the cheesy graphics that, hey, come buy this, hey, you got headaches, hey, come try this, that kind of stuff. So we want to steer clear away from that. That's not going to do you any good in your business, and it's going to turn people off as far as wanting to be active on your page. Post to your audience. Make sure when you're sharing to what your audience is. So if you have a lot of like young moms, pregnant moms, you know, moms trying to get pregnant, stuff like that, you're going to want to post a lot about what Plexus can do for pregnancy, you know, the energy that we have to be able to chase around with our kids, the ones with all the breast milk, you know, stuff like that, or getting your body ready. Like if you're trying to get pregnant, you want to post a lot about those. And then, or if you have like just people who are complaining about energy all the time, you want to post about that. People who don't sleep all the time, you want to cater your post to what your audience wants and needs. You know, every once in a while you can post something like you're not going to want to post, like if you have a lot of 40, 50-year-old-ish ladies, you're not going to want to be posting about the young, like people getting pregnant and stuff like that. Like you're not going to want to share much of those testimonies. You can still share them because they may know somebody that can relate to it, but you don't want to cater all your posts to that. So like I said, share testimonies. Sharing testimonies speaks to people. You know, you want to put product information out there, especially you all, because Plexus is new to your area. But people relate more to testimony. You're going to have the sciencey people that want the product information and stuff, but then you want to like touch to people's hearts and stuff like that. So you want to share testimonies quite a bit. Share eye-catching pictures, not fuzzy. A lot of times the pictures are shared too much. They get kind of pixely and fuzzy and stuff, and sometimes filters can't straighten that out. So make sure that they're clear and like professional looking as much as possible. You know, post selfies a lot, post pictures of you with your products. That kind of gets people's attention. Copy and paste. So any Plexus post that's out there, for the most part, you're going to have very few and far between people that are going to have issues with it. But any Plexus post that's out there is pretty much free game for you to use. But you want to copy and paste it. Don't hit share, because especially if they have their privacy settings set to private or friends only, then your friends aren't going to be able to see it. However, when you copy and paste it, you can take it and make the wording your own. So like I said, whenever I type, I use y'all a lot. Pretty sure y'all don't use y'all up there. So if you were to take one of my posts, you know, you would definitely want to take y'all out and stuff and make it as if you said it, as if you worded it. Because if you're typing and saying something like, if you're one that doesn't use a lot of emojis, and then you copy like Rachel Rogers, my upline, she uses like 20 emojis in every single post. Well, I don't. So I would take one of her posts and copy and paste it, but I would take all the emojis out because my friends know that that's not the way that I post. So you want to make sure you get at least one Plexus post up every day. And then you want to put one post up for one Plexus post for every personal post. The way the algorithms are now, you don't want to do, let's fix that spelling. You don't want to do more than about 3 or 4 posts a day anyway, just because they just get lost in the mix. And then try to post every couple of days at least, an engaging post. So ask a question, ask somebody's opinion. You know, what's your favorite mascara? I'm looking for a new mascara. What's your favorite? You know, everybody and their dogs are going to get on there and post about it. But what that's going to do is that's going to fall into the algorithms, and you're going to have all these people commenting on your posts. So Facebook is going to recognize them as your friends, and then your posts are going to start showing up more in their news feed versus if they didn't interact with your posts at all. So you want to try to do that. I posted one the other day that I've had 2 or 3 people comment on there that I didn't even think we were still friends on Facebook anymore because they weren't showing up in my news feed. But now since they've commented on my post, I'll start showing up in theirs and they'll start showing up in mine. So let's talk about income. Income. Let me get a drink. this is just an estimated chart. I think this one was 2017. Let's see if I find the year on here. I don't see it, but this is just, like I said, this is just average. Most everybody that looks at this chart says that these numbers are pretty low. Actually, this is where I'm at. I'm right here, and my number is probably right about halfway in between that. So mine's right at that. But anyways, this just kind of gives you an idea. You know, a lot of people that didn't understand our comp plan or way the business is set up would look at this and say, oh, only people at the top make money, which is typical for most MLMs except ours, because it's not set up like that. But then they say, see, like, here are these people down here that don't make any money. Well, if you're a wholesale customer, you're an ambassador. So that's going to fall in right here too. That's why that's such a big number right there. So here's just an example of what it looks like if you were to work like just a day-to-day job, like a Monday through Friday job, versus your Plexus money, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. Just to kind of give you guys an idea. So if you have somebody that's kind of working the business, but they're not really sure if you can make any money, show them this. I work typically about 7-ish on a busy week, maybe 10 hours a week. And my check for July was just over $1,600. That doesn't include any business building bonuses or anything like that. That's just points and PV commission. And that's all that is. So I sure don't work this many hours or this many hours, you know, so that kind of gives you an idea of kind of what this looks like, that you can work at part-time or even sometimes. So here's the actual comp plan. Now, if you guys have any questions on this, go ahead and stop me, or Poppy, if you'll watch the comments, go ahead and stop me while I have it pulled up, and we'll go over it while we're here, because I'm going to fly through it pretty fast. So here at the top, I wonder if I can blow this up a little bit so it's a little easier to read. So here at the top is all the ranks. For each rank you hit, you're going to get a bonus. So when you hit silver, which is just 3 ambassadors, they can be wholesale or working the business, sign up underneath you with the welcome pack, you get a $100 bonus. And then you get paid on your levels 1 through 5. Gold ambassador is 250. We'll go into these, like once you guys start kind of going through the ranks and stuff, we'll get more into like points and what the outside leg means and stuff like that. Right now we're just going through bonuses and stuff. So gold, you get 250. Levels 1 through 5. Senior gold, you get 350, but then you gain another level, so you get a little bit of a raise there. Ruby is 1 through 6. Senior ruby is 1 through 7, and you can see the bonuses here. Now, emerald, sapphire, and diamond are jewels. So once you hit jewel status, you give up these bonuses here, but you get what we call a pool bonus. So Plexus does what we call profit sharing. 50% of their profits gets divided up and goes back to the ambassadors. And so emerald, you get 3% of the 5% of that, there's 50% there. Let me break this down. So there's 50% of the profits. They take 45% of that, and that all goes to here and here. And then the other 5%, they break it up here. So at emerald, you get 3% of that. Sapphire, you get 4%, so 3 plus 1. And then a diamond, you get 5% of that. So it's pretty awesome. And so down here, you get paid on PV. So anything from 0 to 99 you do not get paid on, and we'll go over that here in just a minute, as to why bringing in ambassadors is important, why it's important for them to have $100. Actually, I'll just go through it now. So you don't get paid on anything that's under $100, and by $100, it's 100 PV, and some of the products are dollar for dollar, and some of them it's a little more, the dollar amount's a little more than the PV. But the first 100 goes back to the company. That's how we stay debt-free. And so we don't get paid on any of that. Anything from 100 to 499, you get 15%. And anything from once you hit 500, anything over that 100, you get 25% on. So when you have somebody come in that's wanting to come in at wholesale, and we'll kind of go over this more in detail here in a few minutes on how to know if they should be a customer or ambassador, you do not get paid on anything under $100. We'll go over that here over the pay points. But if you have somebody coming in that's wanting to be wholesale and they're only going to order 1 or 2 products, you want them to come in as a customer because you're going to get paid on it here. But if they're not ordering 100 PV and they're an ambassador, you don't benefit anything from them. They have to be what we call commission qualified and hit that 100 PV. Once they hit that 100 PV, they're commission qualified. They get paid on anything over that 100, and then you get your pay points, which are over here, which we'll go over here in a minute. So if you have level 1, so anybody that you specifically sponsor, same thing. Anything from 0 to 99, you're not going to get paid on, but anything 100 and over of their PV, you're going to get 5% on. So like I have a level 1, her PV is typically between like 500 and 600. So let's just say it's 500. So 400 of that, I would get 5% of that. Preferred customer bonuses. Anytime you have a preferred customer, those are the ones that are set up on subscriptions. Every single time they order a product, any of these products, you're going to get a bonus every single month for each one that they order. So y'all's balance combo is our triplex combo. So I don't know how y'all's would be on, I'm sure y'all's would be similar to this on the combo packs. We'll need to get some information on that. But let's just say we have somebody ordering a triplex every month. That's $20 extra on your check every single month. So if you have 5 people ordering a triplex as a preferred customer, that's an extra $100 on your paycheck. So, and then you've got like the Slim is 15, ProBio I think is 5.
Can I interrupt you for just a second?
Yep.
So I think what I figured out is all their bonuses and the building bonuses and the preferred customer bonuses, they are the same as ours, except they get the exchange rate on top of it.
Okay.
So if they're the same number, it's just whatever their exchange rate is at the time is the difference.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's all I had to say.
So y'all remember whenever I'm talking about dollar amounts here, these are US dollars that y'all will be getting with the exchange rate, like Poppy said. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay, so welcome pack bonuses. So all of you joined and purchased a welcome pack. You should have. So you get business building bonuses for those. This is an old. These numbers are different than what I've seen before. I'm like, what's going on here? Okay, so if like whenever I sign somebody up and they order the $99 welcome pack, which I think y'all's is a little bit more, the base welcome pack, there's 2 different levels of it. So if they order the base one, you get $25, and then it goes down to level 3s. So for each person that purchases a welcome pack down to your level 3 on your team, you get a business building bonus. And these are the bonuses that we get every week. We get these every Friday, which typically they usually come on like Wednesday or Thursday. So as your team grows, you're getting these bonuses weekly as well. Rank achievement bonuses, we talked about it up here. They do have what we call fast start bonuses for fast start ranks, which Amy hit fast start gold, whoop, whoop. And it's $700, but she hit it during double rank bonus month or double bonus month. So she's getting, I think 1050 is what it was. Plus she's getting all these business building bonuses as well. So, but there's a fast start gold, senior gold, ruby, and senior ruby. So for gold, like Amy did, if you add 20 people to your team, and just your team in general, it doesn't have to be you personally sponsoring 20 people, you do what they call fast start gold. That's 20 people on your team in the first 30 days. You get $700 versus $250. And they split it up. You get half of it in the first month, and then as soon as you hit your gold points, which again, points are up here that we'll go into at another time, then you get the other half. Plus you still get all these business building bonuses on top of that. And then here's where I talked about up here, the pool bonuses. It's 3, 4, and 5. So pay points. I kind of mentioned that when we were talking this over here. So whenever you have somebody on your team hit the 100 PV, which is what we call commission qualifying, then you get points off of them. And this is how you rank right here, but this is also another way you get paid. So levels 1 through 3 are 5 points, 4 is 4 points, 5 is 3 points, 6 is 2 points, and 7 is 1 point. So if any of you are Amy's level 2 or lower, you count on my team, but I don't get any pay points from you because y'all are that, my team is that far deep now. Woo, woo. Super excited about that. But just to kind of let y'all know, and then, you see right here that you get paid levels 1 through 5, 1 through 6, 1 through 7, and 7 is as far down as it goes. But each one of these pay points is worth, right now it's just over $3. So like this would be $15 and whatnot. So that's another way we get paid. And that majority, probably close to half of my paycheck comes from pay points. And that's just people commission qualifying. And this is why I mentioned earlier, if you have somebody coming in that wants to do wholesale and they're not going to be ordering 100 PV, then you do not want them signing up as wholesale because you're not going to benefit from them whatsoever. And the way that it's set up, if they're going to be paying that yearly membership anyway, it's set up for them to benefit more when they're purchasing, combo packs or 3 or more products. They get more benefit from it. So if they're going to pay, like for us, it's $34.95, but they're ordering, let's say, like just a probiotic. Well, that probiotic is $35. So like they're not going to be saving much money to justify spending that for $35, if that makes sense. Does anybody have any questions on this while we are right here? Oh, I missed a few things. Let's go over questions first. Everybody, I know I ran through that pretty quick. Most of it's pretty self-explanatory. So another way we get paid is whenever you hit Emerald, you qualified for the Lexus. You get a car stipend every month that pays for or goes toward paying for your Lexus. So you get, Rachel just told me they raised it. It's 6 something, I think. It was 500, but they raised it a little bit at Emerald and Sapphire, and then at Diamond you get $1,000. And Diamond you get the black cars versus the white, and they have a sports car option now, so I'm super excited for that. And then another way is the re-entry. So once you hit Diamond, no other company does this. Once you hit Diamond, which is the top of the company, you can come back in and sign up underneath yourself and start growing a whole nother team. So you can we have a lot of them that are like Diamond Gold, Diamond Senior Gold, stuff like that. So they've hit the top and then they're going back through the ranks again on another leg. And you can sign up your spouse, and the spouse can do the same thing. So if you sign up your husband and he hits Diamond, you can come back up and get him all the way to Diamond again. So we have a few that both spouses are double diamonds, so they're making 4 diamond incomes. So you can imagine what that paycheck looks like every month. Were there any questions here? Okay. We're going to talk about Super Silver real fast, just while we're talking about ranking and stuff. And they just announced this last week. I'm going to pull up my email so that...
Hey, can I interrupt for a quick sec?
Yep.
When it comes to enrolling preferred customers over ambassadors, how do you usually go about that? Because I usually get people kind of excited about the wholesale cost as an ambassador, but then I'm finding now a lot of people are like, oh, I don't really need another order. I don't want everything. So are you quicker to sign people up as a preferred customer and then if they like it after a month or so, kind of get them on as wholesale, or how do you go about that? I just feel like it's so salesy to then be like, hey, are you going to order again this month? Because, I mean, we want our paycheck, but I also want to give the customer the best option financially for themselves, right?
Right. So I have a slide. We're going to go over that here in just a minute on how to determine whether to sign them up as a customer or ambassador and why.
Okay, perfect.
I'm glad you brought that up. So on the Super Silver, so Super Silver is halfway between silver and gold. When you hit silver, that's just adding the 3 people. Gold is 20 to 22 people on your team that are commission qualified. So they added the Super Silver in as like a halfway point. And then Poppy knows a little bit more about this than I do. But so it says silver ambassadors and below receive a one-time bonus of 100 when they achieve the August Super Silver qualifications. And then an additional one-time 100 retention bonus when they achieve all the activity in September. So basically, if you hit silver, Poppy, help me out on this. I haven't read all the way through this.
Okay, so Super Silver is you are going to get mock points to get halfway to silver. So pretty much what it is people that you sign up with the welcome packs, they are going to count for the 5 points to get you to super silver, to get you that extra bonus, is what super silver is all about.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And it says you have to have 3 personally sponsored qualified ambassadors, which you have to have that for silver anyway. You must sign up 1 brand new personally sponsored. So you sign up somebody. 50 points in your organization, which what Poppy said, to my understanding, is the welcome packs will count as like mock points, so like pretend points, and then 10 points outside of your primary leg. So whenever you sign somebody up, the first person you sign up, like with Amy, for a while, she just had all level 1s, everybody that she signed up. So at that point, she had no established primary leg, but it was whoever she signed up first would have been her primary leg at that point. But then whenever your team starts growing and those people start adding people, it's whoever has the biggest team. Whoever has the most on their team is your primary leg, and anything outside of that is going to be what they call outside legs. So you'll see whenever you go to start rolling through the ranks and stuff, you have to have a point requirement, but then some of those points have to be outside leg points, and that just means outside of your primary leg. There we go. There's the points and stuff there. So you should have an email about this, and they're all over the team pages and stuff too. I apologize. I was out of town last week when all this came out, and I haven't been caught up on anything yet. So I just want to throw that in there while we were talking about ranking. Okay, your genealogy. So like I said, if Amy signed you up, she is your direct sponsor. And I know she had a couple people go silver as well. So if there's anybody between you and Amy, Amy would be like 2 levels up from you. Janelle is actually Amy's sponsor. Poppy is Janelle's. Ivy is Poppy's. And then there are 3 more here, and then me. And then your closest jewel, you'll hear us talk about that a lot, is Rachel Rogers. She is my direct sponsor. She is a Sapphire. Her and her sponsor, Leslie Andrew, they run the Freedom Collective team page. So you'll see those names probably quite a bit. You'll see us talking about them quite a bit. But that kind of gives you an idea of who you need to go to. So first and foremost, if you have a question, go to Amy. If Amy doesn't have the answer, Janelle is kind of dabbing in and out of the business right now, and just do the stuff that she's got going on in her life. So Poppy would be the next one you would go to. And then if she doesn't have the answer, the great thing about this, you guys, is because we have so many resources available to us that if you come to us with a question and we don't have the answer, we can typically have it within the hour, if not by the end of the day. It usually never takes more than a day or 2 to get an answer for anything, unless it's something we have to go to corporate with. So there's just so many resources available. On the team pages, there are... I just want to interrupt
for a second.
Go ahead.
If you guys have someone, like, you're like, oh man, I need to sign this person up right now, they're asking questions, like, if I'm in that situation, I will message Ivy, I will message Jessica, I will ask on a team page, like, don't feel scared to completely blow us up to get an answer. Like, just go for it and get the answer as fast as you need. Don't be like, well, I gotta wait for Poppy. Just keep going until you get an answer.
Just keep, because typically, because, you know, Poppy, she stays pretty busy. She helps her husband out on the farm. I mean, Ivy, but Poppy's busy too. But I work from home. I'm a stay-at-home mom. So, like, my phone is usually right there with me. There's several team chats that you guys will end up being in if you're not already, that you can utilize the team chats. There's usually somebody always available to answer. And then also, so this is the Freedom Collective page. This is the one that both of our Sapphire uplines run. If you're not on this page, make sure you get added onto this page. But there's a group. You can search the group right here for anything, pretty much anything that you need. Just pop it in there, and then it's just like using this bar up here. So anything that you type in over there, it's going to bring up all those posts right there. So feel free to utilize those as well as search tools too. Team pages, we just talked about that. So Freedom Collective is the one that we were just on, and then mine, like I said, Pam has a page. I don't know how active she is on her page as far as posting stuff. I typically run some specials and stuff on mine. Anytime there's a team call, I'm going to make sure it's posted on my page. I post videos a lot. stuff like that. And then the Freedom Collective, they do a lot on there. You definitely want to make sure you're plugged into that page and check in, if not every day, every other day. There's a calendar on there, a monthly calendar. Let's go. So here we go. They do a monthly calendar every month that posts, like, we're starting there's an IPA challenge going on this week. We'll go over IPA here in a minute. There's a challenge there, game night there. So make sure you stay plugged into this page mainly for this calendar. But like I said, there's challenges that go on. There's, they post testimonies, shout outs, anything like that. Like, there's all sorts of giveaways. We just did a whole bunch of giveaways last month for those who commission qualified and stuff like that. So this is one page that you want to make sure that you are plugged into. Anytime there's power hours, I post a couple power hours. They're usually on here, but you'll just make sure you're plugged into at least this page. That's one of the most important ones to stay plugged into. The Info Hub page I told you guys about. You want to be plugged into that page, but you want to make sure that your potentials and customers are plugged into that page as well. And then I mentioned team chats. Make sure you're plugged in with team chats. I think most of you are in the Jessica's Rising Gems. You definitely want to stay plugged into that one. And then, no, it's Rockstar Gems. I'm sorry. And then I know Amy's got some team chats going on with y'all too. So IPA, income producing activities. What does it look like? There are daily action stacks. There's several different ones you can go through. Let's see, put those up. So there's this one that they just showed us at convention that I like. If you only have about 30 or 45 minutes, well, I don't know what's going on here. Then this is a good one because it breaks down, okay, for the next 3 minutes, you're going to focus on here. 6 minutes, you're going to focus here. 9 minutes, you're going to focus here. 12 minutes, you're going to focus here. And all of these are, again, in the files tabs on the team pages. So you guys can get a hold of them, or you can get with Poppy and she can get them to you as well. This is basically the bulk of your income producing activities. You want to reach out to at least 5 new people every day. And by reach out, that doesn't have to be like a brand new person, just somebody that you haven't talked to. And that doesn't have to be about Plexus. It can be about building relationships. This is a relationship business. You want to focus on the relationship first before you just start pushing products on people. You want to friend 3 new people. And what this does is this is constantly growing your network. It's expanding your network, getting you out to new people that you aren't used to seeing your pages and stuff like that. Follow-ups. You want to follow up with potentials. There's a follow-up kind of schedule that you can go by that's on the team pages. Your uplines can get that with you as well. Customers, you want to be following up with them at least once a month. Whenever they first start out, it needs to be like every other day, every couple days, and then you can kind of break it up to once a week, once every 2 weeks, and then once a month once they're good. And then your team, you want to be talking to at least one person on your team every single day. Unless you only have like 1 or 2 people, then that's okay. But if you're like me, there's several girls on my team that I talk to every day. So, and there's some that I only talk to once a month. So we talked about posting. You want to make sure you're wishing people a happy birthday on their birthdays. Again, this goes back to the algorithms and the engaging in people's posts and stuff that we talked about earlier, and then loving on people, just engaging in their posts, increasing those algorithms. Okay, Amy, here's the answer to your question. How do you know if you want to bring them in as a customer or ambassador? Me personally, I do not mention wholesale to them unless we are talking about a combo pack or 3 or more products. Not everybody needs to be on the triplex or a combo. Some people are going to want like the ProBio, BioCleanse, X Factor, and then like the children's multivitamin or something like that. So not everybody's going to be on a combo. But that is the only time I ever bring up wholesale to them. Otherwise, I just talk preferred. I personally don't mention retail because I don't feel like my friends should pay retail because I think it's dumb. And the reason being is because they get a 60-day money-back guarantee, but they also, if you have a preferred customer, they have full control over their subscription. So they can go in and turn it off if they get financially tight one month and can't afford it and need to push it back a month or 2. They can do that. If they need to change products one month, order different products, or like one month they need BioCleanse, the next month they don't, they can go in and change that. They have full control over it. But they did get a discount as a preferred customer that they don't get as retail. So I very rarely ever mention retail unless we're talking trial packs, because you can't purchase a trial pack as a preferred customer. So customer want to make sure they're ordering, 1 to 3 products. If it's somebody who doesn't want to commit to 60, 90 days of trying it, if they only want to try it, for a month and just see what happens, then they definitely want to be a customer. If you don't feel like they're going to consistently be ordering over 100 PV, so the 3 or more products or a combo pack, you don't want them as an ambassador. They need to stay a customer. And then they need to be willing to have a subscription. The preferred customers are a subscription. It's just like having like Netflix or something like that. You're going to have the subscription on that. And again, they have full control over it. They can turn it off anytime, cancel anytime. They're not going to be penalized with it. They can change the products that they want anytime. 100% full control over it, which is, again, why I don't mention retail, why I mentioned preferred. Another reason that we want them to have a subscription on is because it's going to help them be more consistent with their products. If they know they have more products coming, then they're going to be more willing to take the products that they have and take it consistently. And it's going to guarantee that they don't run out, because it's shipped out. Unless they change their subscription, it's shipped out on the same day every month. Most of our products come in a 30-day supply, and so they would be running low at that point anyway and needing a refill. And then that way they don't have to wait. They don't have to run out and then wait, 4 or 5 days for it to ship to them or anything like that. So that covers that. As far as an ambassador goes, again, you want to make sure they're ordering the 100 PV, because that commission qualifies them. If they're not going to be ordering 100 PV, you do not want them as an ambassador, because you do not benefit in any way whatsoever for them to be on your team. I typically have my people commit to 60 to 90 days. One, because they get the 60-day money-back guarantee, but they want to give their products a full 60 days to give them a chance to work fully, like the way that they're intended to. If you only try the products for 2 or 3 weeks, chances are you aren't going to notice much of a difference. And you might notice it a little bit, but not enough to make you stay on it. So I have my people commit to 60 to 90 days. Even as a customer, I go ahead and have them to commit to at least the 60, because they get the full money back. Whether they use all the products or not, they get the full 60-day money back. Let's see. Oh, and I also, one thing I'm going to start doing, again, the ambassadors have to have a subscription. They need to be willing to do that. And again, they have full control over it. They can change the date. They can turn it off, change products if they need to, whatever. I change my order every single month because I need different stuff every month. So that's also another requirement. If they are not willing to come in and have a subscription, then do not bring them in as ambassador, because you're going to end up kicking yourself in the butt later for that. Because having them as subscriptions and having them order every month is what's going to get you your pay points. It's going to increase your paycheck. And then when it comes to ranking, you're going to need that for ranking. One thing I'm going to start doing that some of our uplines have been doing is asking if they're open to either making a post about what they're doing. Just say, hey, my friend Jessica introduced me to this pink drink. This is what it did for her. This is what I'm hoping it's going to do for me. I'm going to give it a try. I think Kayla actually did that. Or sharing with 3 people, just sharing what they're doing. Same thing. Hey, do you mind? Hey, I just started something new. Do you mind if I share it with you? I had this and this and this problem. Jessica had the same problems. I'm hoping this will help me with the same thing. That kind of thing. So that's one thing, because that's going to kind of open the door for them to start sharing, and then possibly maybe even growing this into a business later down the road that they probably didn't think about originally to begin with.
I might interrupt just for a second.
Okay.
Amy, you had mentioned feeling like you were just thinking of yourself, like, how do I choose between preferred or ambassador? I used to struggle with the same thing a lot. But what I realized is, honestly, if it doesn't seem like they're going to commit for more than a month, or they're just going to try a few products, it doesn't pay off for them to pay that membership and go wholesale. Like,
right.
In the long run, it's going to balance out better for them to just be a preferred customer if they're not going to stay committed. So I used to struggle with the same thing, feeling like, well, I'm just pushing this for myself. But unless they're going to order over 100 PV and do it for at least 2 or 3 months, it's not benefiting them either.
Yeah, they're basically wasting, like I said, they're basically going to be, if they're only going to do it for 2 months, they're wasting their $34.95 or their whatever y'all's is. And one thing that I used to do, and I'm going to start doing this again, I kind of got away from it, is I would have them come in as a preferred customer for 3 months, and then have the discussion of transferring them to wholesale, because after 3 months, you know if they're going to stay on the products or not. And then also, as a preferred customer, they get a discount right out of the gate, but after their 4th consecutive order, they get another discount, which makes it almost as cheap as we pay. So at that point, after their 3 months, and we start having that discussion, if they decide they want to stay a customer, they're going to get another discount the next month anyway. Or they can come in as wholesale, and at that point, I'll have to start having the discussion here about, are you open to making a post about it? Are you open to sharing with a few people about it? Let's talk about how to get your cost of your products covered if you want, that kind of thing. So does that answer your question, Amy?
Yeah, that's good. I think. Is there a spot where it shows the discounts? Like in their 4th month, there's a bigger discount for preferred customers.
I think it is somewhere. I have to do some digging to find it, but I think it's somewhere.
Okay. And is there also a spot to see our uplines, like just to understand who?
I think there's a spot in your back office now that you can go and look at your genealogy. I know in the old back office that we had, you could. Again, I'd have to do some digging to find it, but I think you can.
Okay.
Okay. Next, I just went through and just made a quick shot of what products you guys have that are Health Canada approved. There are a handful of products that are not, and I know there are some that are in the process. I know ProBio 5 is in the process of being approved, and Slim Hunger Control is in the process of being approved. And there's some that, and of course, those you guys can get on the U.S. website. You just can't get them through your Canadian website. But here's just kind of I think you guys pretty much have this list. These are the ones that are Health Canada approved. And then the combo packs available for y'all. I kept talking about the triplex. So our balance combo is called the triplex, and we have ProBio 5 in place of Vital Biome. And the only reason y'all don't have that is because ProBio 5 is not approved yet. And then like support, that would be like an immune support, because you've got the BioCleanse, but you've got X Factor Plus as well. So that would be like an immune support, like an immune boost one. Lifestyle is X Factor Plus and Ease. Ease is the anti-inflammatory. It's absolutely amazing. I take like 4 of them every day. This would be like a weight loss combo here. Lean and Slim and Block, that would be a weight loss combo. And then Action Pack, this would be, I don't really know why they put those together. 96 is what the protein shakes we had before Lean. Lean is more of a complete like meal replacement type. And then 96 is more of like a supplement kind of thing. So 96 I used to drink like after my workouts. I use them to make like protein balls and stuff like that with. It comes in chocolate and vanilla. But Lean is more of like, Lean would be really good for athletes, or like, like I said, meal replacements and stuff. I drink the snack portion mid-morning for breakfast every morning, and then because I usually drink it about 10:30 or 11, and then an hour later eat lunch. So, but that's pretty much all I have. Does anybody have any questions that I did not go over? Was there anything in the chat, Poppy, that we needed to go over, or was that mostly you?
That was all me. There weren't any questions in there. Do you guys have any questions, like anything at all? I know this is
anything that I went over or didn't go over or anything.
Just speak up and interrupt us or type it in the comments.
I just have a question.
Okay.
So, my mother-in-law and father-in-law for a couple of years, they've been using Isagenix. I don't know if you guys are, yeah, that. So she was curious about, switching from Isagenix to Plexus. She just said she just wants to be healthy. They are athletes, like they do those Spartan races and all that kind of stuff. But I just don't know, what to tell her, what would benefit her, I guess.
Okay, so Isagenix, to my knowledge, just mostly focuses on weight loss. And then Plexus is overall health. So typically a typical like athlete stack, if you were going to go like to the nutrition store and say, okay, this is what I want, they're going to have you put you on a probiotic, an anti-inflammatory, a multivitamin, and omegas, which I don't think you guys, the omegas are approved for y'all. Oh, yep. Isagenix also has artificial sweeteners, so that's one thing they definitely need to stay away from as well. But so the main thing that everybody needs to focus on, whether they're athlete or stay-at-home mom or whatever, is blood sugar regulation, gut health, and inflammation. Gut health, as you'll learn, you've probably learned a lot already, is related to absolutely everything. So like if your parents, if they're big athletes and stuff, but they still notice like a little like puffiness and fluffiness that they can't seem to get rid of, that's inflammation and gut health stuff. And you can tell her, just be like, if you go to the doctor and say, okay, what are just some supplements that I need to be taking daily? They're going to tell you a probiotic and a multivitamin. Our multivitamin, the X Factor Plus, has selenium in it, which is crucial for thyroid health. But it's also got aloe, which increases the absorption of vitamins and nutrients by up to like 400%. So if you have somebody that's got gut health issues like diverticulitis or IBS or anything like that, it's going to increase the healing process on, because we know what aloe does, like for sunburns and stuff like that on our skin. So just imagine what it does internally for the healing process and stuff. So you can search, I don't know what you would search on Facebook. There are several like world competitor athletes that use Plexus. Poppy, if you will get her, you know who I'm talking about, don't you? The Hodges, and you can share Rachel's testimony. There are several, but the main thing with Isagenix is it focuses on weight loss, and it's got the artificial sweeteners. So those are two things. I mean, the artificial sweeteners are one thing you definitely want to stay away from, especially if it's sucralose.
Okay, so if they were to say, or if she was just to like start out on it, would you just put her on the balance?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The balance is going to be like your go-to combo, unless, have you guys seen the Candida chart?
Possibly. I can't remember.
It's like the chart that's got the girl in the background kind of doing this, and there's like 18 different things. Okay. So if you have somebody that comes to you and says, I just want to sleep better, or I just want weight loss, send them that chart anyway, because chances are they have something else going on. Typically, people don't realize that those aren't normal issues for people to have until it's laid out in front of them. I had like 14 of those. However, I just lost my train of thought because I read sorry. Squirrel. If they have more than 5 of those symptoms, then you're going to want them on the balance combo first, just because that's going to help balance a lot of that out. Because if they're having headaches or trouble sleeping or weight loss, everything that is on that chart is related to it. So if they balance all of that stuff out first, then everything else is going to balance itself out naturally. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
A balance is going to be your go-to combo. If you have somebody that wants weight loss and they have probably less than 5 or 6 of those, then you can put them on one of the weight loss combos, and that would be okay. But any more than 5, you want to address those first, because they're underlying issues. Because if you don't address those first, then the weight loss and stuff like that it's gonna be a lot harder if you don't address the underlying issues first.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. And so with my father-in-law, he's like 128 pounds pure muscle. There's nothing to him. He doesn't have like, no fat on his body. Amy
right.
That. Anyways, but he, so with balance and stuff, that wouldn't like, I know that it helps with weight loss and stuff, but it wouldn't do anything if he doesn't need it, right? Or
it would help out with the gut health and the blood sugar regulation for sure. And he may be somebody that just needs to be on a probiotic.
Right.
He's one that I would definitely do the Candida chart with, but chances are he's not going to have very many things on there. Yeah. So he may be one that just needs the vitamin and the probiotic.
Yeah, and I know for him, like I know he doesn't sleep very good. So would the balance still help with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Well, I think that answered my question because she's here watching my kids right now. So
Oh, you're like, well.
Does she, like, Kayla, does she just want like a shake as a meal replacement? Is that why, like, would she want to switch the Isogenics with another meal replacement?
well, right now she's taking like the greens, and she's taking, I think she said she got off of like the shakes because they had so much sugar in them.
Okay.
But it's just more so like she takes the multivitamin and all that kind of stuff right now.
Those are something that I would do like a side-by-side comparison.
Okay.
Like just take the labels, and Amy and Poppy can help you with that, and just do a side-by-side comparison. Their vitamin and their greens may be like comparable, but their vitamin's not going to be methylated, and it's probably not going to have the aloe in it.
Okay.
Our vitamin is the only one that's fully methylated.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that they've been doing it for like years, because I tried it when they were doing it and stuff. It didn't do anything for me, so I didn't keep up with it. But I mean, you know, they're still on it. So, yeah, I don't know. She was curious about this, so I just thought I would ask if there was any, you know, anything that would stick out that I could tell her.
Yeah, and you can search Facebook up at the top. Search bar, you can put Plexus and athlete,
Okay.
or Plexus and workout, anything like that that's going to be related to them, and it'll pull up some stuff for you.
Perfect. That sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Jeanette, do you have anything?
No, it pretty much makes sense to me.
Okay. And you guys know, like I said, if you have any questions, get with the girls. If they can't figure it out, they know who to go to. And then you have the access on the team pages as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stop recording.